Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad life. She fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profit. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang. Hey, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey yo, what's up everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hope you had a chance to really kind of mull over the big pullback day that we had on Friday and what it all means for this week. If you didn't have a chance to mull it over, don't worry about it. That's why you're here. We're going to talk about what I think was going to take place in the markets this week. You had a bunch of really big earnings reports this week. You got Palantir, you got Uber, you have AMD, Shopify, and a few others that we're going to go over, as well as positions that I'm currently in, as well as positions I plan on getting in order to make money this week. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. I am thrilled to have you guys all here with us this evening. In case you'd never heard of us, unlikely, but if you haven't, True Trading Group literally exists to help you guys learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here on this live stream. Of course, TTG is very proud to be powered by the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, Data Bento, Unusual Whales, and so many more. You see, TTD is an award-winning platform. We actually received the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. TTD's entire platform is fully integrated with AI. It is a platform that is built on education, that is backed by experience, strategies that are proven by success, tools that actually think, and every single part of it all customized and built around you, the individual user. No matter who you are, what you trade, how much experience or money you have or don't, TTG exists to help you guys make money. That is exactly what we do here. Members of True Trading Group are part of something real special. I couldn't be any more proud to be with them on this journey. Hope you guys are ready to roll your sleeves up tonight and get down to business. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, do yourself a favor, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. When you're done with that, turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We do these all throughout the week and give you guys my analysis, my commentary, trade ideas, lessons. I can help you guys become better traders. I can help you make money at the end of the day. That's why we're all here. And then when you're done with all of that, smash that like button like it's like you just hit your best trade you ever hit in your life. And of course, make sure you're watching this video live. Okay, you should make sure you see a red dot next to the word live at the bottom left of your screen. If you do not see a red dot down there, then that means you're watching the video delayed, and that could be a problem. So make sure you click the word live, bring you up to speed. You should see that red dot, and then we are all good to go. Now, those of you that are new, I know what some of you are probably thinking. You're probably thinking like, well, who the hell is this guy, and why should I listen to anything it is that he has to say? Good question. The reason why I think you guys should pay attention to what I discuss on this YouTube channel, it's not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's because I began my trading career working on Wall Street. I got my start trained by professionals, working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. They had me go through a training program before the fund let me touch $1 of their money. Then shortly after that, 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession. That was a huge stock market crash, but it's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. True Trading Group has over 10,000 members in 114 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. There's something for everyone here. We day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term investing, we do stocks, options, crypto, futures, you name it, we trade it. You guys there's something for everyone here. Whether you just opened up an account on Robinhood 2 weeks ago, or if you've been trading professionally for over 20 years and you used to be a former market maker for the NASDAQ, like one of our members was a former market maker for the NASDAQ. And then we have, like I said, then we have members that just joined, that just opened up their first brokerage account just a couple of weeks ago. And we have everything else in between. So there's literally something here for everybody at True Trading Group. So like I said, whether you're here to just whether you're looking to level up or you're just getting started, you need an extra push to kind of pick yourself up. Trust me, you folks are in the right place. So stick around. Let's make some moves. Let's make some money together. Let's talk about how we're going to make money this week. I'm going to take a quick little sip of water, and then we're going to get the show started. I think what might be best for us tonight, is for us to kind of talk about what happened in the markets last week. If you were on my live stream last Sunday, so exactly 1 week from today, I do these live streams every single Sunday. I give you guys exactly my thoughts on the market for the week. I tell you what I think is going to happen in the market. I tell you what positions I'm going to be getting into, what I'm thinking about. And if you were here last week, even if you're not a member of True Trading Group, you could have taken what we discussed on the live stream last week, and you could have made a lot of money this week. I told you guys last Sunday that I felt that the markets were going to float a little bit higher early in the week, and then I'm looking for a sell-off in the second half of the week. Well, we gapped up and hit a new all-time high on Thursday. Thursday, we then sold off, and then Friday, we then sold off some more. Okay, you guys can see on my chart, you guys can see these two big red candles. We had the gap up there on Thursday, and that was after Meta and Microsoft earnings, which we were also here live for, covering that analysis, and I actually went over with you guys that very day on Thursday's earnings, talking about the possibility of us selling off that large gap up from Microsoft and Meta's earnings. And that's exactly what we did. So inside of True Trading Group, we went ahead and Wednesday was the earnings of Meta and Microsoft, and then you had the huge gap up on Thursday. Wednesday, we were live here and we talked about, hey, this might be an opportunity here for us to maybe start to get on some shorts. The market's got a little bit too far ahead of ourselves. This could be an exhaustion gap. If this gap up does not hold, it's time for us to get short. It's exactly what we did, right? You gapped up Wednesday after hours because of earnings. Thursday, we made a new all-time high in the morning, and then we sold it off. And then we also talked about on Thursday, maybe even trimming some profit in your long-term portfolio, is saying that we're getting ready to look for a little bit of a pullback. And that's exactly then what happened. We went ahead, we got into some short positions. The short positions I'm already in and I'm still in are I'm short Spotify, I am short Meta. I got into those shorts last week. We're up a lot on both of those positions. We've already taken a lot of profit off on those positions, but I still am holding some of my Meta short and some of my Spotify short. I actually shorted Meta on Thursday morning at 779.70. A lot of members jumped in. Some took this past Friday's expiration. Some took this upcoming Friday's expiration. But a lot of people then jumped in some put options. It's been a really great trade. I'm short Spotify also from 646, and I'm short Meta from right around 780. So those are the price points there on the positions that I'm already in. And then we'll talk about later on this live stream positions that I plan on getting myself into here this week. But the point being, if you were on this live stream last Sunday and you just paid attention, you kind of listened to what was going on. Maybe if you caught my live streams during the week when we were covering earnings analysis, the point is, even if you weren't in True Trading Group, even if you're not a member, even if you were not getting in real time the notifications sent to your phone that lets you know when myself or any one of our other professional traders that are mods enter and exit a position, even if you weren't getting that information, even if you weren't in chat, listening to our live analysis, going over our chart setups, getting our watch list, even if you weren't getting that stuff, you guys could have made money if you just listened to the live stream. Now imagine how much you could have made if you were actually part of True Trading Group. If you actually knew the exact moment that I got into a short position on Meta. If you knew an hour before I was going to short Meta. If you knew an hour before or 2 days before that I was going to be getting short Spotify. Imagine how much money you guys could have made then. We were ready for this pullback in the market. We were positioned for this pullback in the market, and we sniffed out the weakness. Not necessarily weakness, because it wasn't necessarily weakness. The markets weren't showing us signs of weakness last week. They were showing us signs of fatigue. And what happened last week was you had 3 days in a row of good news headlines, whether it was a news headline about a deal with the European Union or a deal with South Korea, some great discussions and progress made with Mexico as far as trade deals. Then you had also a better than expected ADP employment number, better than expected jobless claims numbers, better than expected GDP number, and all of these positive pieces of news, the markets still were not able to move higher on those consecutive days. That to me was a sign when we really couldn't move higher on the back of the European Union trade deal announcement. That was the sign to me that this market's getting tired, that the rally off those April lows is getting long in the tooth. We're a little bit oversold. This rally is getting a little bit too complacent, it feels like. And I think it's time for us to start looking for a pullback. And I said we have enough catalysts with the Fed meeting and Jerome Powell, who's probably going to talk tough, okay, because you don't have a Fed meeting in August, okay? My friends debated me shorting Meta. They went long and they took losses. Well, listen, Bert is a member of True Trading Group and has done very, very well as a member of True Trading Group. Listen, I'm not happy, obviously, that your friends lost money. I just wish that your friends would have just been a member of True Trading Group, because if they were a member of True Trading Group, we could have not only just saved them from losing money, we could have actually made them some money, because that Meta trade for us, we took profits off on Meta on Friday at a 6-to-1. A 6-to-1. I mean, how many times do you guys get yourselves into trades at 6-to-1 risk rewards? We got into Meta short at 780. My stop loss was 785. Meta right now is 748. Okay. So the take profit that we were able to rock out there on Friday, I mean, it was just a fantastic day, and those trades worked out well. Now I took a risk, I took a risk there shorting Meta as it just gapped up to a new all-time high, but I felt like it was, I felt like the markets were getting ready to pull back, and I went ahead, and that's exactly what I did. I just stepped in front. I just shorted Meta at 780, and the high is actually 785. 784, 75 is the high. I'm short at 780, and the stock just down $25 on Friday. It was a beautiful trade. You guys could have been there. A lot of members followed along, and those of you that are not members, this is the stuff that you guys will be, getting exposed to on a regular basis here as members of True Trading Group. But before we get into that, back onto the overall markets, we kind of just sniffed out that we were getting a little fatigued. The markets were getting a little bit tired as we were starting to stretch up here on this rally. And you got the Fed meeting on Wednesday where Jerome Powell seemed pretty tough. Jerome Powell on Wednesday didn't sound like they were getting ready to cut rates. They sounded like, if anything, that there's possible that they maybe don't even cut rates at the September meeting. And that wasn't good. And then the markets quickly forgot about it when Microsoft and Meta had blowout earnings. Microsoft and Meta gapped up to new all-time highs, gapped the whole market up with it, and then we sold off that day and actually finished red. That's your sign. Like they were such a clear-cut, obvious sign that the markets were going to sell off into Friday if you knew what to look for. It's a very easy setup. And that's why we were positioned for Meta short. Like I said, I already showed you Meta short, and also positioned on for Spotify short. I mean, look at the size of this red candle there on Thursday and then into Friday, trading lower as well. So you can see big move down there on Spotify. We're doing well on that one. And then also obviously big move down, okay, here on Meta, and we're doing well on that one. So, and then a lot of our members were able to capitalize on the SPY, whether it was short futures or if you were in SPY put options. A lot of our members were able to capitalize on that through different methods. Like I said, we do trade futures, we trade options, we trade equities. We do everything inside of TTG. Remember, there's myself and 8 other professional traders that are mods. We share our screen with you. We're live on the mic. We're calling out trades. We're answering questions. We're with you for the whole day. So, this is, a lot of our members were able to, capitalize on different ways, whether it was, trading an individual stock like Meta or Spotify, whatever it was. We also shorted SMCI, which worked out really well for us. Or you could have shorted ES, MES, NQ, RTY, which are some of the futures contracts, or you could have went after some 0 DTE SPY puts. Either way, it was a banger of a week. Like my man El Papi de Brazil says, was a banger of a week. Okay, it was an absolute banger of a week. And listen, you don't believe me that it was a banger of a week, that's fine. Don't just believe things that people say on YouTube. Just to have a YouTube channel doesn't mean you should just automatically believe everything it is that I say. Members of True Trading Group, let's see what you have to say. Members of TTG, do me a favor, type the number 1 in chat right now if you guys are making money and if you're becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. Type the number 1 in chat right now. Just go ahead and type the number 1. My boy Fade Doctor, what's up, brother? Says, for those that are not TTG members, these lives that Mike puts on should have made you enough money so you can join, which they give you a cheap entry fee so that you guys can join. I'm going to help Mike save money by making, yes, hell yeah. Yeah, Fade Doctor. I love it, man. So like I said, members of TTG that are making money, you guys type the number 1 in chat. Anyone here that's not a member, okay? If you are not a member, you should pay very close attention to how many people you see type the number 1 because these are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If these people can do this, then so can you. There is no reason why all of these people you see typing the number 1 are able to make money and you're not. They're not luckier than you, and they sure as hell do not have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. If they can do this, then so can you. And now, thanks to the award-winning AI that we have integrated into our platform, Mari, and all the capabilities that Mari has, guys, it's unbelievable. I made my wife's daily salary in her parking lot in a 10-minute trade when I dropped her off at work. There's my boy J.E. Blanco, who I believe is on their 5th year anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. Their 5-year anniversary as a member of True Trading Group. Ozan, what's up, my man? How are you? Angel Rains in the house, never disappoints. Rob Arbuckle is back on the live stream. How are you? Yes, I love to see it. I love to see it. So like I said, for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, you already saw it. Members are telling you, sitting here telling you they're making money and that they are becoming better traders. And at the end of the day, that's why we're here. That's what this is all about. It really is. It's what this is all about. We had a big conversation. Smooth Brain goes, oh my God, Mari is outstanding. I can't say enough about it. We actually, we demoed an alpha version, which is a very early release of a brand new tool that will actually let you guys talk to your charts, right? So we actually just this past week, we've integrated our AI into the charting platform. So you can now talk to your charts and the AI will do whatever it is that you want. So like if you can literally something as simple as change my chart to Tesla, show me a 5-minute candle, add VWAP and put the Fibonacci levels on, and the AI will just boom, boom, boom. It will just do it for you on the chart without you having to do it yourself. That's something, it's very simple. Then you can just say, hey, all right, Mari, can you just tell me, where do you see support? Where do you see resistance? Right? There's a lot of apps where you can take a screenshot and you can upload a chart and then ask the AI for analysis. Most AIs cannot do what I'm talking about. Like ChatGPT could do this, but it is not accurate. You can try it yourself. Okay. Literally, you can just go and try it yourself. Okay. But you can go to you can say, hey, show me support, show me resistance, right? Any AI app, you can screenshot and you can upload a chart. This is not the same. This is you having your charting software open. Okay. Having our charting software open, looking at a chart and just communicating with your chart. Okay. Show me support and resistance. And it puts green and red lines up on your screen. Right? What chart patterns do you see? Okay, here's a head and shoulders. Okay, what candlestick patterns do you see? Okay, here's a hammer tail. Our AI maintains context of everything it is that you do on the chart, and it analyzes it all in real time. Mari's the best investment I've ever made. Every day is a blessing with faster and more accurate decisions. My boy Armando Solano. Yes, I love to see that. And you can set alerts. It'll analyze in real time. You can set alerts. It's an incredible tool. And that's just one tool of the AI. That's just one tool. Think about here, how about this? Quick show of hands. Type the number 2 if this is you. Type the number 2 if you feel like you know what you're looking at when you look at a chart, but you just don't have the confidence to act on it. Type the number 2 if that's you. Again, type the number 2 if you look at a chart and you feel like you know what you're looking at, you know what you see, but you're just not confident enough to actually then make the trade based on what you see. Type the number 2 if that's you. If you feel that way, just go ahead and type the number 2 in chat real quick. Let me see how many people we have here that feel that way. And don't be shy. Don't be shy if that's the case. I mean, what we were talking about? That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. Look at all these people type the number 2. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay. Think about the confirmation now and the confidence now that you can have by looking at a chart, saying to yourself, well, I think this is a support level, or I think that's a head and shoulders pattern. And then the AI on the chart tells you the same thing. Talk about giving you the confirmation, right? Talk about giving you the confirmation. Now your next comment should be, and you don't have the time to get deep into it and end up missing trades or losing money. You can rely and lean on the AI. Your next comment really should probably be now is, oh, well, AIs could hallucinate, right? Oh, but AI could hallucinate. AIs could be wrong. And you're 100% right. Okay. You are 100% right. It can hallucinate. Type the number 1 if you're scared about an AI hallucinating and giving you the wrong response. Type the number 1. Has it been back tested? It's been back tested tremendously, M-Trade. It's been back tested tremendously. I've back tested it. I couldn't even tell you how many times. So you know how you can make sure that doesn't happen, that the AI doesn't hallucinate? You take the decision out of the AI's hands. The AI's only job is to request the data and then tell you the reply. Okay? But at the end of the day, keep the decision within yourself. You should be the one that makes the decision. Use the AI to give you the analysis and to give you the response, but at the end of the day, have you be the one to make the call. That's how you can ensure that never happens. So that's why I love the idea of people that kind of have an idea of what it is that they're looking at, but they want maybe some type of confirmation, or they want some type of extra little confidence booster that the analysis that they're looking at, the trade that they're about to take, The AI has a series of programs and endpoints that are tested and that come from the NASDAQ, unusual whales, et cetera, right? Our AI interprets the data. All right. It is not predicting the future. No AI is able to predict the future. Our AI is interpreting countless pieces of data to give you the highest probability response possible. It frees up the AI to do what it is great at, and that is presenting factual information and analyzing that information and giving you the highest probability response possible. TG AI has been meticulously engineered for trading. That's the big advantage. That is 100% true. It's one of the things that makes TGG AI better than other products that are out there. Like, you can go to ChatGPT, you could go to Perplexity, you go to Grok, and you can say, hey, show me what stocks you think can short squeeze. And they're going to give you answers. They're all going to give you answers. AI is designed to literally give you an answer. But it's important to understand how the AI is going about getting that answer and understanding the quality of the answer that you are receiving. So something like a ChatGPT or Perplexity, they can do very basic things. Okay. They are, a jack of all trades and a master of none. Our TGD AI, Mari, is specifically fine-tuned for trading and investing. You do not want to go to our AI for help with something at work or for help with your kid's school report. Go to ChatGPT for that. But if you want guidance on a trade that you're thinking about making on Tesla or Coinbase or Palantir or NVIDIA, or you want help kind of restructuring your long-term portfolio because you feel like you're too exposed to a certain area of the market, or you want to analyze unusual options activity to figure out, where there's big buyers and block trades going off, or you want to analyze dark pool data and see if it lines up with certain support levels, or take a look at a chart and say, is there a bullish chart pattern that coincides with a support level? You are going to find no better response than Mari, because it is specifically fine-tuned for that and that alone. There's a reason why we received the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There's a reason why we have a partnership with the NASDAQ. There's a reason why we work so closely with OpenAI. Reason why we have a partnership with Unusual Whales and TradingView. Is our AI free from error? No, of course not. But the errors that you will get are dramatically reduced compared to others. It's night and day. What we are building must be working because members are making money. And the FinTech Award that we received and the partnership we have with the NASDAQ, if what we were doing was not working, members would not be making money with the AI. We wouldn't have received the Benzinga FinTech Award. We wouldn't have a partnership with the NASDAQ directly. We have a data partnership agreement with the NASDAQ directly. So what we're doing must be working, and people are taking notice of it. We have over 10,000 members from all over the world, and these type of partnerships and agreements. I think this is the future it's a future of True Trading Group's platform. It's a future of trading. The AI is not like super secret algos and stock picks, right? Don't think of it that way. If you're looking for AI for that, you're looking for AI to give you like a super secret, like algo or like a stock pick. You're trying to use AI in the wrong way. You have to think about AI as like your Iron Man suit. Everybody here seen the movie Iron Man, right? Jarvis, the Iron Man suit. Tony Stark is not like this mutant superhero. He's not Captain America. He's not a god like Thor. He's not Hulk. He doesn't have these superpowers. He's a normal man. Without his Iron Man suit, he can't do any of the things that Iron Man to do. But when you give him the best piece of technology that the world had to offer, the Iron Man suit, he's unstoppable. That's how you have to think about AI when it comes to your trading. That's how I want you to think about Mari. Mari is your Jarvis. Jarvis is the persona, I guess, of the Iron Man suit. Mari is the persona of TTG AI. Use Mari to make you unstoppable. Use Mari to do calculations that you can't do. Use Mari to give you responses and to analyze data that you can't, to help you make the best decision. Remember the scenes when Iron Man is, he's going up into like the outer space and the temperature is dropping and the battery power on his suit is dropping. And Tony Stark just tells him to keep giving me the numbers, or keep giving me the power on the battery pack, or keep giving me the temperature, right? To help him determine what's the best move that I should make. And he can give you that information in a split second. That's Mari. Or when he uses Jarvis to like identify, there's like 10 different people and identify, the 3 bad guys before he fires little missiles at all 3 of the bad guys and doesn't harm the other 7. Jarvis is helping him identify what target he should go after. That's Mari. Let Mari identify for you which targets that you should go after. Let Mari identify for you what trade setups and what chart patterns you should go after, because they're going to give you the highest probability of success. I asked ChatGPT to find me a TT triangle setup, and it gave me this. That's great. That is great. Based on all the things that make you the trader that you are, Mari will take into account your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests, and the response that you're going to get from Mari is going to be tailored to you specifically. So use it, communicate with it. The more you communicate with Mari, the more it knows who you are, and it knows your preferences. It knows your strengths and weaknesses, your trading style, your risk tolerance. So it can tailor its responses towards you. If you just ask it like, hey, help me find a good trade setup for today for a long or whatever it is. If you never trade something as volatile as like an MSTR, maybe your risk tolerance is $30 and you're never going to trade an MSTR because it's just too expensive, or you're never going to trade Spotify, or you're never going to trade Netflix. You can't trade Netflix, equity or option, if your risk tolerance is $50. If your risk tolerance is $100, you can't trade Netflix. So if Mari doesn't know that your risk tolerance is $100, and it might suggest for you Netflix as being a good trade setup for you. But if Mari knows who you are and knows your risk tolerance, it knows your style, it's not going to suggest you something like that. It's going to suggest you something that's a little bit slower moving. It's going to suggest something like maybe Uber, might suggest Wells Fargo, might suggest United Airlines. It's going to suggest a stock that's going to be within your risk tolerance. Just one very simple example. And just in case you guys missed it, people are making money with the AI. People are making money with True Trading Group. They're using the AI. They're becoming better traders, and they're making money. If you don't believe me, again, I'll ask one more time. Then we're going to dive into how we're going to make money this week. Members of True Trading Group, do me a favor one more time. Type the number 1 in chat if you are making money, if you are becoming better traders, if you are using the AI to be your Iron Man suit, you guys are having success and you are making money with True Trading Group. I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Go ahead, type the number 1 in chat right now. And anyone else that is on here that is not yet part of True Trading Group, that has not yet experienced this platform, pay attention to how many people you see type the number 1 in the YouTube chat. There is no reason these people can make money and you can't. I'm not just telling you, hey, trust me, bro, people are making money. I'm having members of True Trading Group themselves respond. So you can see for yourself how people that are part of this community, that utilize this platform, how are they doing? That's the real tell on whether or not you should join a community or you should get access to a platform, right? There's a lot of other companies out there that have chat rooms and trade alerts and whatever it is. But what is the telltale sign of whether or not you should join a community? It's not even whether or not you like me. You might love me and you're like, I love this guy. He's great. He's helped me make money. I love his analysis. I love the way he explains things. I'm going to join. Or you might be like, you know what? This guy's a Yankee fan. I hate this guy. I hate listening to his accent. He's terrible. He sucks. I lost a bunch of money. Maybe you don't like me. Good news is you don't have to like me. We have over 10,000 members. I'm sure not all 10,000 of our members love me. Don't join True Trading Group because you like my stock picks. Join True Trading Group because the members that are part of that community succeed. We have like a 75% retention rate amongst our members. We have less than a 2.5% refund rate. These are the reasons why you should join True Trading Group. And no other reason. Because honestly, at the end of the day, that is all that matters. You're not sitting here on this live stream to make friends. You're not going to join True Trading Group because you have nothing else better to do with your time. You're on this live stream because you're interested in the markets. You want to know what the hell is going on. You want to know what the hell you should do. You're sick and tired of losing. You want to make money. You see people having success. Maybe you even had a little taste of success during COVID. You know what's possible. You know how much you could make doing this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You'd be watching Netflix or barbecuing or doing a million other things. You're not, though. You're here. So you're already interested. Now it's a matter of trying to determine, is this for me? Who here is not a member of TTG? Do me a favor, type the letters TTG. Type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Do not be shy. Just do me a favor real quick. Type the letters TTG if you're not a member. Okay? If you're not a member of True Trading Group, just type the letters TTG. Armando says, don't be like me, waiting and pondering whether to join. Then I joined, and I hate that I didn't join sooner. Mara gave me a trade plan for Reddit Friday morning. I asked for TT Triangle set up at 9:15. I took the 190 call at $1.60 at 10 a.m., and I took profit at $6.75 at 11 a.m., $2,500 gain in 1 hour. Justin, way to go, brother. That is exactly the stuff that we're talking about. Janet, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. John Fernandez, how are you? David McAllister, welcome back. Steve Fox, Charlie, Dale Peterson, welcome to the live stream, folks. I appreciate you guys spending your time here with me. You could be doing it. You could be spending your time a million other ways. You choose to do it here with me, and I appreciate that. I'll welcome you guys all here to the live. Now, before I get started on I'll recap for you guys the positions I'm already in, and then I got my list right here written down of the positions I'm looking to get into here for this week. And then we have a list of earnings that are coming up this week that will go live during the week, and I'll cover the earnings with you guys live. We'll go over live analysis of the earnings. But for those of you that just type TTG, I want to just explain something. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay. TTG is not the cure-all or the millionaire maker overnight. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. The one thing you'll get at True Trading Group is full transparency, complete honesty. From us, you get what I think you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I think you guys are smarter than that. But what TTG is it's a real chance of success. I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just by joining True Trading Group. I can't. I wish I could. I can't. What I can tell you is that we have over 10,000 members. What I can tell you is that we have a retention rate, meaning our members stay with us after their year is over. They stay with us at a clip of around 75%. I could tell you that our refund rate is less than 2.5%. I can tell you that we're 4.5 out of 5-star rated on Trustpilot with nearly 3,000 reviews. And I can tell you we've been around since 2017, received the Benson FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool, and have a data partnership agreement directly with the NASDAQ. Those are things that I can tell you. True Trading Group is not going to just solve all of your problems. It's not going to make you a millionaire overnight. It's not going to help you quit your job and tell your boss to go screw himself in 30 days. But what True Trading Group will do, and this I can guarantee you, True Trading Group is going to give you the very best chance of becoming successful in the markets that you've ever had and you ever will have. Not because I am the world's greatest trader. Yes, I'm a damn good one. I've been doing this for nearly 2 decades. Got my start on Wall Street, worked at a hedge fund. That's how I got trained, received the Trader of the Year award. Been doing this a long time. I am damn good, but I am not the best. The reason why True Trading Group is going to give you the best chance of becoming successful is because of the platform that we have created. True Trading Group is a fintech platform. You guys, when you join TTG, you get access to tools and resources that professional traders have access to. You get access to it through the partnerships that we have with a lot of these companies. We've spent, 2 to 3 years now, okay, and 7 figures of investment on our end into building out our AI platform. You guys get access to all of this. You guys get access to all of it. Here's what I'm going to do. I spoke about that refund rate, right? Here's what I'm going to do. Anyone here that's not a member, I'm going to give you guys a chance to actually prove me wrong. This is how much that I stand behind the platform that we have. This is how much I believe that if you join True Trading Group, that you're going to have success. I truly believe that, and I'm going to prove it to you. The next 12 people that join True Trading Group, we're going to do it for 12 spots right here on this live. The next 12 people that go to ttgoffer.com and join, I'm going to give you a double your money back guarantee if you are unable to make your membership fee back at least one time during your membership. So here's the deal. I want you to go to ttgoffer.com. The double your money back guarantee is on the website. It's right there in black and white. You can go check it out for yourself. You also have the recording, obviously, of this live stream that's on the YouTube channel. Okay. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is included in your membership. I'm going to give you guys a chance to join True Trading Group's annual membership for $599 for the entire year. After these 12 people join, I'm going to move the price back to $899. So for $599, you guys can join. If you cannot make back $599 at least once during your membership with our platform, I will not just give you back $599. I'll give you back $1,198, double what you are paying to join the platform. That is how much we believe in what it is that we have. You're going to get access to the core tier of our AI. That's Mari. Okay. You're going to get access to that. You're going to get access to our 22 course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. You're going to get access to Ben Zinga's newsfeed, Trading Views charting software, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, 1,000 hours inside of our video library covering workshops from different topics and different moderators have hosted over the time. You're going to get our watch list, our trade ideas. You're going to get access to the chat room, all the trade alerts. You're going to get the mobile app that we send out real-time push notifications directly to your cell phone so you can get in and out of trades as we do, even if you're not in front of your computer. We're not scalpers. We have a scalping room that is separate. Those trade alerts do not get sent out to your cell phone because we have one of our moderators who's a former market maker who scalps SPY options and SPX options. There's a separate room for scalpers. The alerts that are going to be sent to your phone are day trades and swing trades. Our day trades last hours. Our swing trades last days. The positions I'm in right now, I've been in for 3 days already. We're pushing a 200% gain on some of those positions. All you need to do is go to ttgoffer.com. Everything there is included. I just ask, go through those courses, use the AI, and if you cannot make back the $599 that you paid to join, if you can't make it back at least once during the membership, we'll give you back double. Okay? We know that if this works for you, that you're going to stay and you're going to become a member for life. You'll buy more access, you'll keep making money, and then you'll come on these live streams and you're going to tell others to grow. That's why I'm doing this. It's a business decision. Because I know that if you come into True Trading Group for such a low price of $599, you use what we have and you succeed, you're going to become a lifetime member. You're going to become a lifetime member. Why a year, not 30 days or a week trial? 30 days is not enough time. 30 days is not enough time. Honestly, Charlie, 30 days is not enough time for you to determine if True Trading Group is right for you or not. 30 days is enough time. Maybe one of those weeks you're sick, another week you're too busy with work, and then 1 week you make money and 1 week you don't. What have you just learned? Have you decided that you want to stay with True Trading Group for the next year? You want to stay with True Trading Group for the next, several years? And then you got to find like the perfect 30-day period that makes sense for you. What if you make money on an alert, but you have no idea how? Then you lose on the next alert, but you have no idea how. Our membership is an annual membership so that you don't feel the pressure. I have to make money right now. Otherwise, I'm going to cancel I'm going to not renew my membership. We do this so that you're not going to become a millionaire overnight. I'm not going to solve all of your problems within the next couple of weeks. But I'm sitting here telling you that if you come through True Trading Group's platform for the year membership and you can make that membership fee back, I'm going to give you back double your money. Or you know what, Charlie? If you come to us and you're like, hey, you know what? I didn't make the $5.99 back, but I don't want to double my money back. I want another year for free. I'll give you a second year for free. I don't care. I'll give you a second year for free. I think you will be successful and then you'll become a lifetime member. How many members here? Type the letter L if you're a lifetime member of True Trading Group. Just type the letter L if you are a lifetime member. Type the letter L. Now, the people that are on this session that are not members, you have to understand a lifetime membership to True Trading Group costs thousands of dollars. Not hundreds, thousands of dollars. Okay? We have, I think, over 4,600 lifetime members in True Trading Group. So what we do here is we offer you the annual membership, dirt cheap, and get you hooked. Because I am confident that once you join, you will have success, and then you become a lifetime member like all the people you see typing the letter L right now. Why do you think these people are lifetime members? Do you think they're lifetime members because they joined and within 24 hours, they just made money on their first alert and they just became lifetime? Yeah, Charlie, I appreciate the question, brother. Like I said, you're always going to get a straight up answer from me. Honestly, you don't get fluff from me. I always give you straight up real answers. I give you the answers that are honest. I always tell people what they need to hear, not necessarily what they want to hear. And you have to just think about it. Put yourself in, let's play it forward, right? Let's say you join True Trading Group tonight. Let's fast forward a year, August 3rd, 2026. It's time to renew your membership. You didn't make any money. Worse, you lost money. Are you going to become a lifetime member? Are you going to pay thousands of dollars to become a lifetime member? Probably not. You might not even at that point renew your annual membership, right? So then why did all these people become lifetime members? It's because they're making money. It's because they're having success. Charlie, I'm confident that you can make money with the alerts. Most people do. Our moderators and I collectively as a group maintain about an 80% win rate on all of our executions. We track all of our buys, all of our sells, all our take profits, all of our stop losses, green, reds, break-even trades. They're all uploaded onto the website every single week. Everybody can see all the trades that the moderators have made, all the executions. It's all fully transparent. The issue is that I'm not convinced that you're just going to know how we did it or why we did it. I want you to actually understand what's going on. And just getting lucky is not a consistent strategy for success. I want you to really understand what it is that we're doing and why it is that we're doing it so that you can make money consistently over time. So that's the real answer. I hope, that answers the question, right? So again, the next 12 people that go to ttgoffer.com, you can join the full year, get access to everything you see there, $5.99. After 12 people join, the price will be $8.99. And if you can't make the $5.99 back after using the AI, going through the courses, right, we'll give you guys back double your money. If you have any questions, you need clarity on something, you need help signing up, whatever it is, don't be shy. Send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Phone number's right down there at the bottom of your screen, guys. Just text that number, right? Text that number, 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. Any questions at all? Any concerns? Anything you want to know? Just text us. It's a text-only number, so don't try to call, but text us. We'll help you guys out any way that we possibly can. Again, that is ttgoffer.com. All right? All right, folks. Take another sip of water and let's dive back on over to the charts. And first, let's talk about the positions that I'm already in. I'll give you updates on that. Spotify. I shorted Spotify last week. I shorted it on Wednesday. I shorted Meta on Thursday. And I'll just draw for you the setup, just in case you guys, miss it. I'll just draw for you the setup. Okay. So the setup here is a head and shoulders pattern. So there's the head. Okay. Here's your right shoulder. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your neckline. Right. Here's neckline. Out of all my investments, my best and most valuable investment is becoming a member and then lifetime member of TTG. Reaper Trades. That's awesome, man. I love you, bro. I love you, man. You're such a great person. When I got 158% from CLF that I got from Mari, my membership was reimbursed. Yes. There you go. Mari helping people make their membership feedback right away. It's awesome. I love it, man. Fade Doctor. Love having you part of the group, brother. You fit right in, man. From day one, as soon as you joined, just fit right in, man. You've been a pleasure since day one. Glad you're doing well, brother. All right. So back onto the chart. So here's your head and shoulders pattern, right? Here's your head and shoulders pattern. And then you had this big breakdown day, which was its earnings. Okay. This was its earnings announcement. The stock dropped. Now, what I looked at here was I took a look at Netflix and Spotify. Netflix and Spotify, I put them in the same bucket now. I know they're different things, but in the sense of I consider these stocks defensive growth stocks, which is an oxymoron, right? Typically, you don't have defensive and growth in the same, when you're just trying to describe a stock. Usually you have growth stocks, which are more risky. Then you have defensive stocks, which are more boring, but they're better. They don't go down as much if the markets were to go down. Where do I sign up? Leslie, ttgoffer.com. Again, Leslie, that is ttgoffer.com. Leslie, if you have any problem signing up, if you're having a tough time, you need help, whatever it is, send us a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Charlie says, wow, you guys are doing great. Lifetime members, awesome. I'm just chicken due to the price at the moment. Keep it up, guys. I'll be watching. Charlie, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is the cheapest price you're going to be able to get a membership that you're trading good for. That's why I don't want you to just pass this by, because the price is $8.99. I'm giving it to the next 12 people for $5.99. So Charlie, listen, we do accept Klarna, PayPal credit. If you need help, we got to welcome Xenia. Xenia just joined. Everybody welcome Xenia. Guys, Xenia just joined. Now we have 11 spots left. Okay, now we have 11 spots left. Everybody welcome Xenia. Xenia just joined. 11 spots left now, guys. All right, so Leslie, just shoot us a text message. 1-888-621-2127. Just send us a text message. All right? And Charlie, I would also send us a text message, man. Send us a text message so we can try to lock you in at that $5.99 instead of you having to pay $8.99 further down the road. All right, Xenia, welcome to the team. All right, back to the charts. There's Head and Shoulders. We had the breakdown on earnings. And here, I look at Spotify, Netflix, similar, because if there was to be an economic slowdown, if there was to be a recession, let's face it, you're not canceling your Netflix membership. You're not. You're not canceling your Netflix subscription if there's a recession. You might trade down from your BMW to, a Honda. You might do that. You might go out to eat 1 or 2 times less a month. You don't have a cell phone. Leslie, then send an email. You can send an email, Leslie, to adam@truetradinggroup.com. So that's actually, Adam is my business partner. He's the other co-founder of True Trading Group. So Leslie, you can send an email to adam@truetradinggroup.com. All right. Again, that is adam@truetradinggroup.com. All right. And we can get you hooked up. So I look at those, and then Spotify, similar, right? Like if there's a recession, you're not canceling your Spotify subscription. Now, when I look at the two, I think that Netflix has more of a moat. I think that if you were to cancel subscriptions, you would cancel a Spotify before you would cancel a Netflix. So I look at these stocks as these are stocks that are not impacted by tariffs, and they're not necessarily going to see their members leave if the economy were to slow. So that's how these stocks fit into what I call defensive growth. And if you look at the stocks, the charts of Spotify and Netflix over the last couple of years, they are eerily similar. Okay, look at that chart. That's Netflix. That's Spotify. The charts are almost identical. Netflix reported earnings a couple of weeks ago right here, and they were great earnings. There was a top and bottom line beat. They raised guidance for the quarter. They raised guidance for the full year. The stock still went down 5%. Why? It's a crowded long. It's a crowded long. Everybody piled into Netflix because of the defensive growth aspect, and it's not impacted by tariffs, and it was a place that people went to hide. Okay, we actually added to our Netflix position in April in the 800s. Okay, I think $840, I think, was when I added to Netflix back in April, and the stock ran all the way to $13.50. Now you're back to $11.50. Okay, but the point is their earnings were fantastic, and the stock still went down for the next couple of weeks. So but here's what I want you to notice with Netflix. Look at the first two candles after earnings. So the earnings we dropped. Next day, the stock bounced because everyone's used to buying the dip on Netflix because that's just what you've done for the last several years. And then the stock continued to sell off after its earnings release. Then I went ahead and I took a look at Spotify. Spotify, head and shoulders pattern, had a gap down. Their earnings actually were a little bit of a disappointment. They were not as good as Netflix. There were some disappointing figures in their earnings release. That stock dropped big after earnings. What happened the very next day, you had this big bounce back day. And I said, this is exactly the same price action I was looking for. And now I'm looking at this resistance level that used to be support for the neckline of the head and shoulders. Now I'm going to look for that to be resistance. And you can see that area then became resistance. I went ahead and I took the trade short at $645.20. I got short right there. And the very next day, bang, huge red candle sell off. Right? Huge red candle sell off. And I took profits on Friday into 620. So I'm short from 645 and 20 cents. And I took profits off at 620 on Friday as the stock then traded back to the downside. But I'm still short this stock. My target for Spotify is actually sub 600. I'm looking for Spotify. My next take profit is 600. And then after that, I'm looking for us to drop into the 580s. And then where you see this little circle, that's going to be my final target there for Spotify. I planned on being in this position for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. It's already been a beautiful trade. We're already looking at triple-digit gains on the put options for members that follow me on that position. Okay, so that's a position I'm already in. I'm going to stay in that position. My stop loss is now around 660 on the rest of the position. My next target will be 600. Now let's go over to Meta. This is the other position that I'm in. We got to welcome Kale. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kale. We now only have 10 spots left. Everybody welcome Kale. 10 spots left now. Everybody welcome Kale. 10 spots left. Go to ttgoffer.com, guys. Everything on that page included for $5.99. After 10 more people join, price jumps to $8.99. You've got the double your money back guarantee as well. Any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. So Meta, okay, I shorted Meta on Thursday morning, and it was mostly because I felt that the markets were going to pull back. Okay, I was very vocal and adamant that I believed that the markets were getting tired, that we were running out of steam, and that huge gap up on earnings from Meta and Microsoft I felt was a good opportunity. If the market were to sell off from that these stocks are going to have some pretty sizable pullbacks, and they're going to give back a lot of those gains. I took the short on Meta. One of our other moderators, Shai, took the short on Microsoft. Those were our two targets. So, another moderator and myself, we said, hey, guys, we're going to go after this short today. We're going to short this gap up. We're going to look for the fade. She shorted Microsoft. I shorted Meta. And we both absolutely nailed it. And members nailed it as well. These are big trades for the TTG community. You can see big pullbacks on both. Meta had resistance up around 782 after they reported earnings on Wednesday afternoon. And then they had resistance at 782 also pre-market on Thursday morning. So when the stock popped into the 780s, I got short at 779.70 cents. So I'm short from right around 780. My stop loss was going to be 785. The stock opens, okay, pushes up into the 780s. We take the short. We never get above 785. We drop back down to the 760s. We hold on to that position. The very next day, we then get the sell-off, okay? We then get the sell-off back down through the low of the day from Thursday. And we have the huge sell-off there on Friday. And then we took profits off on Friday. I took a lot of profit off on Friday because one of our targets was just right back into the mid 740s because that was the previous double top all-time high for Meta. So you guys will see. You understand? See, I want you guys to just realize, those of you that are not members, I'm explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? I don't want you just to know, oh, I went short. Well, why? I want you to understand the reasoning. So here's the previous double top from the prior all-time high on Meta. So that was resistance. That might be support now. And that's why we said we're going to take some profit right into that level. That's exactly what happened, right? That's exactly what happened, right? So we took profits, but I'm still short some, and I'm looking for Meta to give you just a little bit more, like overshoot the level and get into the 730s. And that's my final take profit, right? That'll be my final take profit right there in the 730s. Okay. So that's what we're looking for there on Meta. Again, these are positions I'm already in, but I'm giving you, my analysis and what I'm going to be doing with them as we go on. Now let's talk about, another position that I'm already in, but this is a long, and then we're going to get into new positions I plan on getting into this week. I'm long MP. MP, they had two really good pieces of news in the last month. About 15% or 20% of the float is actually short. You had a double top get put in place here last week, and it looked like it was going to roll back over. I'll show you the double top, right? So there was the double top, and that's going to pull in more short sellers. But then the 9 EMA, which is this light blue line you see on my screen, right? See this light blue line you see on my screen? It held support. See, it held support and then pushed us right back up here on Friday. I went long MP on Friday at $62.94, and we pushed all the way back up to 64.5. We took some profit off in front of the 65 resistance, which is the double top that you see here. So that's resistance. So we take profit on the long into it, but I'm still in 75% of my position. Okay. So I sold 25% of my position up when we got above 64.5. Now I'm still in 75%, and I'm looking for MP to do this. I'm looking for MP to break 66 resistance. The resistance level on MP is about $1 wide. It's from 65 to 66. If you can clear 66, MP, I think, pushes to at least 68, maybe even 70. But I'm looking for at least another like $3 to $4 or so from here. We're at 64. I'm looking for at least like 67, 68. All right. So I'm still long. All right. We did take profits off on Friday, but I'm still long. So again, those are the three positions that I currently am already in. Let's talk about positions I'm looking to get into. Okay. Let's talk about positions I'm looking to get into. Coming up this week, I'll be looking at Apple, Salesforce, and Vista Energy. All right, let's go to Apple. I have been looking at this stock. I've been stalking Apple for weeks because Apple had such a massive resistance level, okay, here at 215, 216, right? You see this resistance level. You don't have to be a master technician or an experienced chartist to look at this and say, wow, you have resistance there at this price, right? The stock can't get above it, okay? And they were coming up on earnings. And I kept telling everybody on these live streams, I say, listen, I don't think the stock can break this resistance level without news about AI. The reason why Apple has underperformed everybody else is because they have done nothing with AI yet. Nothing. And everyone's waiting for it. And they've done nothing. The stock rallied at the beginning of July when the rumor was that they were looking into buying Perplexity or maybe buying Anthropic, and the stock flew, right? Everybody got excited. That was this move. So that was when the stock did this. Everybody got all excited. Like, oh, they're going to buy Perplexity. They're going to buy Anthropic. Everybody got excited. No, they're not. Or at least, that was just a rumor and there was nothing, no follow through to it. And there was no news about AI. And then they come out with their earnings announcement on Thursday. And they had fantastic earnings. It was actually one of the biggest revenue jumps that the company has had in years. It was a good earnings report. The stock still got clobbered. Stock's down 2.5% on Friday, which is a big move for Apple. Look at the size of that red candle. Got clobbered. It could not break that resistance level. Everybody wants something related to AI, and Apple just didn't give it to them. Now you're underneath what was a support level, and now you're underneath all your major moving averages. What I'm looking for with Apple is any bounce back into like 205, 206. I'm looking for Apple to do something that looks like this. right? Any bounce back, because look, this dark blue line, that's the 50-day moving average. This pink purple line, that's the 100-day moving average. And then you can see we have price structure here, right? You had this area used to be support. Prior to that, it was resistance. So you have price structure there. You have moving averages there. If there is no news about AI, I'm going to try to short any bounce here on Apple back into like 205 with a stop loss around 206.5. And look for Apple to trade back down towards 200, 199.5. That's what we're going to look for. Okay. Then be careful because you have major support in the mid 190s. I would not still be short into the mid 190s unless we were experiencing a sizable pullback in the market. Okay. So something to think about there and consider there with Apple. Sticking on the short side, Salesforce just broke a key level of support and you are now going to potentially drift into a gap. So I want to show you here, guys, we had this nice little double bottom support here on Salesforce at 255. Okay. So there's 255 on Salesforce. You broke that on Friday. All right. Then you have this other area right here at 251 or 250, which is a gap entry. So you have this huge gap up in April. That's a gap entry. And then you have the gap fill. The gap fill is down here at 243.5. What I'm looking at here on Salesforce is any bounce back towards 255. We are looking for that to be resistance. And then I'm looking for Salesforce to work its way down further into the mid 240s to eventually go back and fill and close this gap. So we're going to target the mid 240s on Salesforce with a short in the mid 250s. We can try to maybe risk, I'd say stop loss. We can risk maybe back up to around 257. If we can get a short around 255 or 254, we have plenty of room there. Good risk reward down to 243 to 245 as a target. So that's what we're going to look for there on Salesforce. And then last but certainly not least, VST. VST, you know, these nuclear names have been absolute rock stars. And now I'm just thinking to myself, these stocks moved higher over the last several months because of the energy demand with AI and how much energy is needed for, you know, to operate AI. Now, right now, I'm wondering if the market's going to pull back a little bit. I'm wondering if this is going to lean now towards, are people going to gravitate towards these stocks because they're utilities? And utilities are typically defensive names when markets pull in. And I just like you had this little like reversal here from Friday when everything gapped down on Friday. VST exploded back to the upside and actually pushed back up to go green on the day. So when I look at that chart, I say to myself, all right, well, we have this resistance level here, right? This little double top at your all-time high around 212. But I just think that maybe you're like a 205 support level where you might get a candle that looks something like this, something like that. Okay, so we're going to look for something that looks like that on VST. You know, it's tough because futures market right now is flat. You know, futures are flat. We're not doing anything. We're literally flat, you know, up and down. We're not really moving around here. So it's a quiet start to futures. But I think that the market has more downside. I don't think that, you know, I think that this could be the start of what I don't think is going to happen is I don't think you're going to get. So here's what I don't think is going to happen. Right? Like, I don't think the market's going to do this. Leslie, check your email, please. Leslie, check your email. Adam just replied. Leslie, check your email, please. Adam just replied. All right. So I don't think that's what the SPY is going to do. What I think you're going to see happen now is maybe you get a bounce here at some point this week as people are just been accustomed to buying the dip, but you have a nice support level here at 618 that held on Friday, but I think this level is going to break. So here's your support level. If that gives way, your next support level is going to be right here around 612. That's the dark blue line. That's your 50-day moving average. And it's also your previous all-time high from earlier this year. So that is a beautiful place for us to drop down into and then try to bounce and then try to bounce from there. So I still think we have a little bit more downside here, which is why you can see that my watch list is predominantly short. I only have 2 longs. I am in 2 short positions currently. I'm short Meta, I'm short Spotify, profits off on those, holding some. And I'm long MP, profits off, still holding some. But I'm looking at more shorts, maybe Apple, Salesforce. We're going to check out VST for a long. I think also Boeing might be a decent name to look at for a long. They actually held a pretty good support level down here at this 50-day moving average. Dark blue line is the 50-day, right? You can see we held that. And then before that, you had this nice little structure resistance previously, right? So you see that little previous pivot top drop back down into it. So I feel like you might be able to get maybe something here on Boeing, like maybe Boeing to do something that looks like that and push back up to like 226, maybe. I think that might be also a decent play. You know, you have support down there at 215. So, you know, you can try to be long 220 or below with a target of 226. So I think that might be a decent stock to just kind of keep an eye on there as well for this week. Okay. So those are some of my trade ideas coming into this week. Those are positions that I'm already in. And then you have earnings this week that are going to be huge, right? Palantir earnings this week. The whole world's going to be paying attention to that. I'm cautious on it just because the valuation is so incredibly high and the bar is set pretty high. You've had a couple of companies, you know, their stocks have gone down, even though they've had some decent earnings. So we'll watch that. You know, resistance level is just all-time high of 161. You have support here at 146, 147. Then you have support down at 130. And then you have massive support at 120. Something pretty crazy would have to happen for the stock to go to 120. But if the stock were to, for whatever the reason, get down to 120, I will be going long. I don't think it's going to get there, but if it does and earnings are crazy and the stock goes, I'll be a buyer down there. Then we have AMD is reporting earnings this week. I hope they have a good report. But because I really feel like, you know, AMD is kind of starting to turn the corner here a little bit. You have heavy resistance at 186, 187. I don't know if we're going to be able to break that, but these are the levels I'm going to be watching following earnings. I don't get into positions prior to earnings and just like flip a coin and take a guess which way the stock's going to go when they have earnings. I like to wait for the earnings to come out and then trade the stock. So these are the levels that I'm going to be watching. So resistance level, 186, 187. Support level, 150. Okay. You also have support like 161, 162, but 150 is a big one. 145 to 150, huge level. That's another level that if AMD were to get down there, I'd be a buyer. Okay. And then you also have Uber this week. You also have Shopify this week. You have AppLovin this week, which actually has a pretty decent short position. So I'm definitely watching AppLovin because of the short position that's in that stock. So these are all names that are reporting earnings this week. You know, I'm going to add stocks to my watch list as the week goes on, but I always come on these live streams and I share with you my starting point, right? These are the stocks I'm looking at. These are stocks that I'm already in. This is what I think is going to happen this week, and we're going to look to capitalize on that. We're going to make some money this week, right? We had a big week last week. Great job, guys. We had a couple of triple-digit gains on the put options side of things. Meta, Microsoft, two of our biggest ones. SMCI was another great trade for us. MP to the long side was a good trade for us. It was a great week. Futures killed it. You know, it was a great week. And I think we're going to get more of that this week with more earnings, chaos. We got to welcome Leslie. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, Leslie did not join yet. Adam just replied to you again. Leslie, you just got another email from Adam. So Leslie, reply to Adam. Reply to Adam. Adam sent you an email. Leslie, Adam sent you an email. Reply to Adam. All right. So there we have it, folks. That wraps it up. That does it there for me. Hope you guys feel better prepared now for this week. We got earnings this week. It's going to be a big week. Then the week after that, we get the CPI data for July. Markets are a little on edge about, you know, a bump in inflation. So we're going to have a pretty wild and crazy couple of weeks that we have coming up. There's no Fed meeting in August, but we do have the Jackson Hole speech from Jerome Powell. That's going to be a huge market mover. Lot to focus on, man. Market just started pulling back. Let's see if we got more to the downside. We're ready for it if we do. All right. Those of you that are not members, go to ttgoffer.com, $5.99 for the whole year. You get access to the core tier of the AI, Benzinga, the courses, the trade alerts, trading view, trade ideas, so much more. It's all there on ttgoffer.com. Go check it out. If you cannot make your $5.99 membership fee back at least once during the membership, we will give you back double your money. You just have to go through the courses, pass the quizzes, use the AI. And if you can't make $5.99 at least once, we'll give you back $1,198. Any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, show some love. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, folks.